Hello everyone and welcome to Science Methods, Module 5, Unit 4, Activity 1. In this activity, you will look at the following. No two students are alike and no two students learn the same exact way. This is widely accepted in the field of education, however many teachers still assess students in the same way. In this activity, you will explore and analyze multiple ways to differentiate a reading passage based on the academic behavior and social-emotional needs of your students. The reading passage should be in science. You will take the reading passage in an activity that has already been given to you to change it and alter it to fit your students' differences. The candidate should be able to effectively analyze science-specific assessment data, taking student demographics into account to categorize levels of learner knowledge, and reflect on the results to inform your subsequent lesson planning. Once you have designed the assessment, modified it for different learners, and then given the assessment, you will look at the data to see how it can help plan your next lessons. In order to hit an outstanding, the candidate needs to excel in analyzing the science assessment data. So you will look at the data that you get from the students that you give it to. You'll incorporate and look to see how it can lead to lesson planning in the future and making sure you have a deep understanding of how your students have learned. How to use the assessment data to create meaningful, equitable learning experiences for all of your students. The activity that has already been set up for you for this module is to create a reading passage. This reading passage should be a science reading passage that you will add the link here. These questions have already been given to you to give to your students. So this has been set up for a 7th grade science classroom. The different questions are already here, and your job is to go through and to differentiate these questions based on your students' needs. So for example, I will make sure that the science passage is printed on yellow paper to help any students that may have dyslexia, and also provide students with additional paper to cover up the lines when reading if they have dyslexia. ELL students will need this pieces broken down into smaller chunks. So instead of saying what is the main idea, I might ask for one main idea. If I have students that I know I can push to the next level, besides asking about what cellular respiration is, I'd have them research and look even further to see what ATP means. I would make sure that if there are pieces in here, this one says explain the cause and effect relationships from the passage. I would look at the cause and effect of the increase in exercise and how that affects the heart rate. I would provide some students with a table if they needed it, a graphic organizer to make sure that they can put all of the information in that. There are a few parts of this that do not relate to the science passage here, such as an opinion throughout the story and maybe certain feelings within the story. I also said that I would provide a rubric to make sure that all students know exactly how they would be graded on this. There is also a second piece to this, which is writing a reflection. The exemplar for the reflection has not been done for you because it's based on your own students. You have already created a reflection for Module 5, Unit 4, Activity 1, and you're going to add these 2 bullet points to it. Based on your assessment, how would you group your students based on their demographic and learning levels? And with the data, how might you plan your next lesson? To push certain students on the content or to help support certain students if needed. Thank you so much.